So I thought I'd try and figure out what this is doing. So the screen is going to a scope probe. This is going just to air. This is off the low side of the diodes to the load. This is power input, which is also the other side of that diode chain bridge. This is just a sense wire on the collector. This is just a starter resistor on the base. And I connected the other 68,000 capacitor, and that's the coil. And I don't know. So I'll turn this on. It's 2.6 volts. 2.7 volts. And no current because it's not going. If I tap the resistor, the scope probe detects that that's a high going signal, and that's on DC bias, and the DC is connected to this common ground. So that's on the input side of this. This is the coil top. Now, if I just touch this extra lead, it starts to light up the load. And the blue is that capacitor, and this other line is channel 1, which is the yellow. So it's already at a negative bias, but it's not enough to turn on the load till just a little bit. But it's only a positive pulse on the coil that's being seen, really. Okay. I'm going to move this to the common point of these diodes. Now it's going, but it's drawing 120 milliamps. Now I see a strong negative and a high frequency. Again, the yellow is negative 100 volts. I'm going to change that to an AC so I can expand that. Right. I remove this other probe, and it goes down to 0.1, but it's not running. So I bring this over and touch it. I'm at 70 milliamps. That's my yellow probe. At I guess 9 kilohertz or so. Right, and it's pretty constant. And all these are lit. Now, if I remove this probe, touch this, it's brighter, it's 40 milliamps, and that's it. That's the only thing that's changed. So I remove the scope probes, and the probes consume 80 milliamps and 30 milliamps themselves. I don't get. This channel 1. Because I still pick it up a little bit. If I kind of drape it across there. It's just sitting there. So it is a slightly higher frequency. It goes up to 15 kilohertz. Attach it to that. Attach the second probe to the collector. It's running 40 milliamps. Channel 2 was at 50 volts. Twenty, 40, 65 volts. Attach the other scope probe to the base. On the bottom side of this starter resistor. Again, it goes out because I touched it. It doesn't want to keep lit. So yellow is the base. Let's see if I can DC set that. So it's on and then goes off, which makes the collector go high. And channel 2 is already on a DC bias. And channel 2 never sees voltage. Or something. Remove the scope probe from the base. So it doesn't really want to start. Remove the scope probe from the collector. There, finally, got the lights on. 40 millivolts. Scope's not connected to anything. There. And here. This is that green starter wire I've been touching in between those two caps. I don't know. Last night it was up to 70 millivolts, and touching the probe was making it, touching the sphere was making it better. There. So that went up to 200 millivolts. Any change on the capacitor, always, like, this is just connected to a single wire that's run up this probe to this bulb. from my Van de Graaff generator. Interesting. Huh. The Van de Graaff generator is just sitting on the table here. It's not definitely not associated with anything on the circuit. It's totally isolated, except being on the same table. I'll start the circuit, and if I turn it, just every time I turn it, it goes out.